But like you said, to bring those young ones in, to expose them what we're doing, and also the thought is there's some of those young people that don't have the older ones that are around them on the
That's
regular.
right. Right.
Maybe bring them on, talk to them about some of the issues that they're going through as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a long way to go. We're just getting started, and we see a lot of potential in it. So we're gonna continue to push it out. We're gonna continue to
Absolutely.
push it out.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
But the key is, as you were saying, what we have to do. I was talking to David Gallup. He's the owner of what we refer to as the Gallup poll, right?
Right,
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. We had a little discussion a couple of years ago. I saw us up in D.C. up on the hill, and he made a good point, and he's really genuine about the whole effort of devising a way to be able to recognize talent at an early age.
Right. That's
You
right.
see, early on, the same way they do with basketball, doing sports and
Right.
all that. We're talking about the entrepreneurs that are out there and others. But hey, listen, this is your podcast, man. I'm ready to go, man. I'm excited about the
Right.
topics.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's
welcome
get the
everybody.
show started.
yeah.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Real Brothers Live, Real Brothers for the Real World. And we're glad to have you in our digital neighborhood. Tonight's guest is HBCU Nation, Anthony Ray in the house.
That's right. Welcome.
That's right.
Yeah, well, we're glad to be here, man. We're glad to be hanging out with you guys. Again, I love what you guys are doing. And thank you for having me tonight. I really appreciate that.
Hey,
Once again,
Anthony, just for everybody who's not quite aware of what you have going on, we posted it in the promo about
Right.
HBCU Nation and
Right.
HBCU Radio and HBCU TV. Can you give us a little bit of about what you have going on with all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm Humble Whiplash, and my wife Sonia, she and I, we co-founded the HBCU Nation about 10 years ago, and we're all about just basically stopping out ignorance and eradicating poverty and empowering people to be able to pursue their dreams and aspirations, and the focus on helping not just only folk that look like you and I, but everybody to understand the value proposition that these institutions have to offer. Been around since the Civil War and holding it down, getting it done without almost nothing at all, quite frankly. That's another story. But yes, that's what we do. So we advocate every day on behalf of our nation HBCUs, all 100 plus of them, and we're humbled and honored that God has called us to carry out this particular mission.
nice.
And that's one thing that I believe, that we have to get more of our kids interested in going to HBCUs, because HBCUs not only give them the education, like the book smarts, but
Right.
it also give them
Experience.
self-awareness
Right.
and how to be proud of who they are.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it also gets them ready for. See, you have to have a certain makeup within yourself before you go out into the real world.
Absolutely.
Because
Right.
the real world will shred you apart if you ain't ready for it.
Exactly.
Especially if you look like us.
Yeah,
Right,
especially
that's
if
right.
you look like us.
That's right. That's why they serve as almost a rite of passage.
Right.
Yeah, before you
Right.
get out there really as a adult and ready to go,
Right,
you get a chance to get cultivated, mentored, in terms of your culture and tradition and all of that. So now you're
Right.
talking about now you're talking legacy.
Right. Now I have a question. Now,
Yeah.
you mentioned that you're an advocate for the college and universities. In what form does that take? How do you advocate for these institutions? How do you do that?
That's a great question. A lot of time is spent with policymakers. Yeah, absolutely, up on the Hill. And good news on that end. And shout out to Congresswoman Alma Adams, North Carolina. Yeah, she founded the HBCU Bipartisan Caucus.
Wow.
Yeah, about 6 years ago, along with Republican Bradley Byrne from Alabama.
Wow, that's
Yeah, no, for really. And so what has happened now? So despite all the rhetoric and all the stuff and all the tensions, quiet as it's kept behind the scenes.
Remember,
Right.
yeah, I know it was coming. we don't like to say the name, but I remember when it happened.
Yeah, and so and I want to give them their due credit.
Absolutely.
working together across the aisle. Now it's bicameral. You have senators involved, Senator Booker and Chris Dodd and Mark Warner and others. And so whatever we can do to try to support legislation that's put forth
That's right.
on behalf, and because
Long term.
they have the means to be able to write the check. That's where appropriations are made right there. So policymakers and also and the government itself, they have a major stake in making sure the HBCUs are in good shape and major corporations. And so it's a holistic approach in terms of this whole thing of advocating. And most important thing about it is helping others to learn how to be advocates also.
Right.
That's right.
And I hope that some of these HBCUs can also recoup some of that money that I'm sure that they missed, just like what was the one that just got
Lincoln or Cheney? I know Pennsylvania, Lincoln.
no,
there was,
someone there was a
Oh yeah, up in Maryland.
Maryland, right,
Yeah,
right.
they signed off on they come to an agreement.
500 million, I think, or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
They
it.
went over decades of going back and forth. That's money that was owed them. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this was money that
Yeah.
was allotted to them that someone held up on it. It got stuck somewhere.
That's correct. That's correct. That's what you said. How does this thing work with advocating? Policymakers, you have to make sure that they really understand the value proposition of these institutions.
Right.
And so, right now, of course, we're in a moment of reckoning, and things have been made right that should have been right.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Right.
And so we're starting to see some of the fruit of our labor in that particular regard. But yeah, and so this upcoming infrastructure bill, 2.2 trillion that Biden has on the table, 10 billion of that, it's not law yet, but if we can get that done, 10 billion of that is already earmarked for HBCUs.
Wow, that's
so,
big.
Well, then,
that's big.
Anthony,
That's
so as we always say though, you're proving the fact that if you don't have a seat at the table, you're probably on the plate.
Right. That's right.
You're on the menu for sure.
You're on the menu, right? Exactly.
That's right.
So the question that I have for you then is, when you hear, and I'm just gonna keep it.
Sure. Yeah.
keep it
Right.
regular.
Yeah.
When you hear folks, exactly. When you hear us talking about how important is it to vote. This wouldn't have been able to happen unless, like you said, you had people such as yourself that look like you advocating on behalf of those universities. How do you respond to that when people say things like that? How do you respond?
Well, it's important. Again, it comes down to the whole thing. They're going all the way back, saying to Frederick Douglass. Okay.
Right. And if you don't vote, you can't complain.
Right. But I'm talking about advocating on behalf of what is right and the right to vote. The big thing right now, you just need to go ahead and pass that John Lewis bill.
That's right.
And get that done. But what we're seeing right now, if folk that look like you and I and other and people of color and my white brothers and sisters who actually
everyone.
Get it,
that's right.
Get it.
Right.
If they watch this, if they hadn't turned out to vote, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So your vote does matter. It's very important. Look at what happened in Georgia. Georgia flipped and turned blue, and then we unseated 2 incumbent senators. Right? So watch this. Long story short, things are much better than what they may appear to be. Remember, Barack Obama won twice.
Right. That's right.
And Georgia turned blue.
That's right.
Okay. Watch out, Texas.
I think in order for us to keep our momentum, we need these young people in these black schools.
Right.
Because if we don't have the population in the black schools, they're going to think twice about giving us that money. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So we have to try to increase our enrollment. We have to get our young brothers and sisters. Not saying that they don't, shouldn't go to other schools. Because like my kids, I have a son that graduated from a HBCU.
Right.
And I have a daughter who's currently at ECU.
Gotcha.
But the only difference that she didn't go to HBCU is because she got a free ride. And
I got the money.
Medical
It's called money.
But,
money.
But yeah. But my son's education is just as good as hers.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Probably even better.
Right.
Quite frankly,
Exactly.
Everybody knows. Listen, folk that know. Got you. I'm old school. I went to Elizabeth City University down in Elizabeth City, back in the 70s, 72, 77. I was a geology major, the first kid actually to major in geology coming out of the school, left there, went to Shell Oil Company, the first black guy Shell hired as a geologist.
Wow.
And then, well, then, in the oil business, it's either bust or boom, and everything went bust. So I left there, went to the Navy, became a naval officer. But the thing about it is that HBCUs, and everybody knows the real deal. We produce the lawyers and doctors and educators, the whole 9 yards. Okay, we're the backbone of the whole society. But listen. But right in terms of your topic, you're wanting to talk about this whole thing right now, post COVID-19 and all that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In that particular regard, if I may.
Oh yeah.
Right now we're here in this thing, and I'm gonna tell you, HBCUs are gonna play a prominent role in the post COVID-19, because right now, what's going on, guys, real quickly, we're in what I call the third wave. Okay.
Right.
So 5G will drive job growth over the next 15 years, and so here in America, it's critical that we understand how important it is on this shift. And so what am I trying to say? There are tons of opportunities abound post COVID-19, but we got to make sure those of us that understand and get it, we got to make sure that we get the word out there and get our folk ready for this, what I call the 5G economy. You feel me?
Right. Now,
so speaking of the COVID, since that's one of our topics, that's a good segue into one the topics that we were going to get into. Right. So the news is now that they're saying that COVID is I don't know is it
not
gone?
over.
If you're it's not over, but they're saying that you don't have to wear a mask.
Right.
And if you're vaccinated, you're good to go. But I don't know how comfortable I feel with that now, because it's early in the game, and that's kind of sudden.
Yeah, that's normal. Yeah.
Well, but I think what they're saying is that, I mean, and again, basing it on the science, and there are going to be some people, and it is understood that some people are going to be wearing masks now until basically they say it's over, and that's fine. To take that extra piece of precaution is okay, but again, the role of the CDC is to base their findings on facts. And right now the facts are saying if you're fully vaccinated, the chances that you'll get the virus and get sick from it or require hospitalization, I mean, it's slim to none. So, and the other side of that, and I want to get your thoughts on this, both of you. We have to balance it, because although we want to be careful, we also know that at some point we have to reopen. At some point we have to get the response going again. So, did you want to say something to that, Anthony?
Oh yeah, we're right there, and it's a great thing. We're really watching a miracle unfold before our very eyes. But you have some perspective. I'm going to say I'm old school, so I can remember. Now, I'm asking a question. When was the last time you ran across a little kid that had the measles or the chickenpox?
Doesn't happen often.
Okay, because they were vaccinated against it, when they were children. And so we were able to eradicate that for the most part, except for those individuals who had some kind of idea towards the fact that they didn't want to get their kids vaccinated, I understand that the whole key thing about the history there and all that, but what we have now is a wonderful thing. It's working. And so we're going to be in pretty good shape. And that's why I was talking about the whole key thing, getting the whole mindset. But it's going to be normal to have some reservations, to be a little skeptical.
That's fine.
I think especially,
of course
especially black people with the Tuskegee, the whole Tuskegee thing. And, so we kind of a little skeptical, but
President Obama brought up a good point regarding Tuskegee, though. He said, what we have to remember regarding Tuskegee is that they didn't get sick because they were given medicine and they got sick. They got sick because they withheld the medicine to help them out.
That's a good point, right?
The different, they had the medicine that could have helped them. They withheld it.
And then they didn't
withheld it. Right. So there's value in these vaccinations.
That's right. That's right.
And
like you said, unless we, enough of us are willing to take this vaccine and put this thing behind us, we're going to be here for some time to come.
What's going to happen is that it's going to be the same thing. Watch this now. It's not going to be a big. It's not really. Again, I go back to the children, and I have kids, got grandkids, and all that. So you guys probably have kids and all that. You got to remember that one of the first things you have to have when you go get the kids when they go to school is the
vaccination,
immunization.
That's right. That's
okay,
right.
your shot record. Where's that?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
right.
that's what's going to be happening. The question will be, have you been vaccinated?
Right.
But there's no real, card you carry to say I have. So it's all down to your own personal integrity and truth. But again, I understand why we have reservations and all that. But this is a good thing. Go ahead and take the shot, and let's get this behind us and move on.
And I even noticed now also that in my neighborhood, I live. My neighborhood is mixed, but there's a lot of white families and everything like that. And there's a few Trump supporters around and everything like that. And I noticed now that even Trump supporters are getting the vaccination.
Yeah. Of course.
But when he was in office, it was a big thing. Like nobody wanted to get vaccinated and nobody wanted to wear masks.
Right.
I think that people are fatigued of it.
Now that he's gone and he don't have them in their ear all the time. I mean,
but also the fatigue of it. I think people are tired. People want to get back out, and I think that it's going to come to a point now. And what do you guys think about this? Whereas as a business owner, now that the CDC came out with these guidelines, the business owners now want to open up, but they're saying, some of them are saying we're not going to do it yet because we don't know who's vaccinated or not.
Right.
So what might happen, they may say, okay, if you have been vaccinated, bring your card and you'll get service. What do you think about that? What do you think about having to carry around a card showing that if you were vaccinated? What do you think?
Well, it's gonna be a good idea because it may happen that you may, in terms of public transportation, you want to fly, take a train, things like that, right? And so you got to keep that in mind, and that can be open, to change, right?
Because it's all about public safety.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. So, and I believe we're going to be okay because really, the bottom line is that whatever's going on, it makes a difference who's leading the effort, right?
True.
So it's leadership, right, has the positive thing with that. Folk tend to line up with that. They really do. Right. And that's a good thing. So I'm confident and I'm hopeful that we all do the right thing and we'll move forward.
Now on the program, on the radio station, you have Sirius Radio Station 124, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right, that's actually, but it is that now we have our own digital platforms called HBCUI Radio, and that's one of our digital media platforms for the HBCU Nation. See, the whole key thing about advocating and all that, if and the wonderful thing about technology and where we are right now, we have the means to be able to build our own network, and our own platform. Okay, so we can 24/7. Here we are doing what we do, right? And so, but what happened though, with a very humble beginning, the HBCU Nation's media arm started as a 3-hour talk show on
there you go.
On an FM radio station on the campus of ECSU down in Elizabeth City, right? Okay. And then within 6 months of launching that 3-hour talk show, which was exclusively dedicated to HBCUs, we got picked up by Sirius XM, HBCU 142.
Nice.
So we became nationally syndicated within 6 months.
Wow.
Then within a year, my wife, who was a former IBM Nova State grad, she built our own radio station. So we hooked up with TuneIn, right? And so now we're heard all around the world through our HBCUI radio. And then so we said, go ahead. So then she also built HBCU Smart TV, which we have. So you got to control your own message, the narrative. And when you do that and you build your brand in that way, and people understand what's going on, that's what it's really all about. So we're excited about that. And that's what we're out here doing every day. Just want to be a part of your program. I love what you're doing. You guys get it. You follow me? You have a message.
We've been trying. We're trying.
But not really. But seriously, that's why I say, hey, absolutely. I get back at you. Thank you for being patient with me.
Yeah, definitely.
And for reaching out, man, I appreciate that. No, I'm right here, just like you. down to earth guy. Just want to be a good husband, a great father, and be a good papa, and make sure.
I'm heading that direction.
Yeah, hey, you sound like us.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
yeah.
And so I'm a blessed man. I got 10 kids and 8 grandkids, man, a wonderful wife, and every day we get a chance again to eradicate ignorance.
That's right.
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 Stomp it out and eradicate poverty and inspire folk to live the very best lives.
Now,
hey, that's the way I feel. Even if you have to do one, if you only can reach one person at a time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Slow and steady. Slow and steady.
That's right.
Now, Anthony, with the times that we're in now, with the Black Lives Movement and all of this, this turmoil that we happen to be in, what are the changes that you're seeing with the program that's being asked for of your customers, of your listeners, of the station? I mean, do people, what kind of programming are they looking for now? Have you seen a change?
That's a very good question. And again, another reason why we're very thankful we have our own platform, then we can make sure that these topics and issues and things of interest to the African American community and people of color, they are being addressed, and they have been doing it even before we get to this day of reckoning with George Floyd and everything that came behind it. We were already out here. Okay, so and so we haven't seen much of a shift, but of course there's been much of more interest. I think people are tuning in more.
Right.
People are woke now, if you will. And our challenge is to keep them woke. Okay, stay woke. Okay, don't fall back asleep.
Don't fall back to sleep. That's right.
That's what happened to the previous administration. They snuck up in there because we was asleep. We didn't get out. We didn't go vote.
Right.
And so, but now, quite frankly, really, the real deal, we get it. I don't think it's gonna be a whole. I think all the heavy lifting has been done, and that came out of adversity and all the turmoil and all the stress that we were all under from the previous administration, and so we're on our way now to healing and building back better. And so that's why I was talking about the whole 5G thing post COVID-19. We got to make sure that we're ready to go. That's the key right there, because brothers need jobs. Okay.
Right. That infrastructure bill is going to be big because
this is huge.
Yeah,
man.
that's huge.
And so we got to make sure that we ain't out there just holding up a stop sign. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Somebody
want to do that too.
Yeah, somebody got to hold a stop sign.
Somebody got to hold a stop sign, but we also want to be in the truck.
That's right. But we want to be in the trailer drawing it up too. That's right.
Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man. That's a long time on your feet. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's going to be the challenge, though, because unfortunately, I think it happens in ebbs and flows. You know, we fight. Then we get comfortable and we forget the fact that we had to fight. And I personally think that right now, the times that we're in are scary. You're talking about it, even listening to the political dialogue that's happening now. They're not even arguing about issues. They're arguing about the status of the democracy. You know, you have some people that don't want to honor the will of the voters.
Right.
You know, that's big. You know, the fact that we even have to discuss that.
Right.
To me, you know, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go.
We discussed it there because they want black folk to vote. Okay, have, don't want it. The whole key thing. But watch this now. See, time's up. See, we're in a whole brand new thing. Okay, that all that's over. All the suppression tactics and all the hating and all that. You keep right on what you're doing. But that is not going to keep black folk, people of color, people of goodwill going out to vote. I'm telling you, you know,
they can change those rules because they're not only changing it for us, they're changing it for them too, and they don't seem to realize that.
Right. And that's but when you're desperate and you know time's up, you do desperate things.
Right.
But time's up.
Time's up.
But the bottom line is that my responsibility is to make sure everybody understands opportunities abound. It's a brand new day. So seriously. And because of the fact that we're in this whole thing, this third wave of the 5G thing, I'm telling you right now, let me give you a quick overview. Here's what I'm talking about. Okay. Wave one. That was back then. That's what I call the rise of wireless. That covers the period from 1990 to
ACN, right.
1990 to 2000, right? Right.
Right.
As mobile carriers were
That's
building
right.
out their
Started
original
merging.
wireless
Yep.
networks and cell phones went from a rarity to necessity. So that was wave one. Now, wave one generated 200,000 jobs, right? In the wireless industry. Now, wave two, that's called the app economy.
That's
Now,
right.
that covers the period from 07 to 19.
Microsoft, right.
Right, all that, everything else. So everything was the app, download this, your banking, your this, all that travel.
Everything.
Now watch this. Now we're in wave three. Watch this now. We're in wave three right now. I call it the 5G revolution. That began in 2019, right? As mobile carriers began expanding their initial 5G network. Why am I talking about this? Because right now, because of COVID-19, we are 10 years ahead of where we have thought we would have to be in terms of our technology.
That's right.
Just the sense of urgency right now. And so right now, whatever's going on, all the races and stuff and all that, look, America needs us, the young brothers, to get these skills in digital technology right now. And we offer that. I'm trying to say, see, we offer that. We offer you the opportunity to get your certification, to get ready, to get up, so you can be a part of the 3G move.
Now, wait a minute. You said we offer that.
Yeah.
Who is we? Are you talking about the HB? I want to make sure that I'm understanding you.
Yeah.
When you say we offer that, who is the we?
There you go. I like that. He said, "Hold up, wait."
Yeah, I know. I want in. I got my hand raised.
Look, I was wondering, you're gonna catch that. Hold up now.
You said it.
He ready to go apply. He ready to go apply. He like,
hold up, brother. You done put some stuff out there, okay? Who's the we? What you trying to say?
I'm trying to figure it out now. You know.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that this wave three thing, right? We're gonna have to have a whole thing. See, what happened was that we looked back. See, unlike wave two, which a lot of the jobs, what we call cognitive tech jobs, they require a college education. Wave three is rooted, if you will, in the physical world, right?
Oh.
Well, yeah. So we had to, hardware, this, and that.
Hardware, running cables, all of that. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, see, I'm in IT. I know what you're talking about.
I know you know. You see? Yeah. That's what's up right there. So that's the difference, you see. Okay. And so now that we in the wave three right now, and again, you're right, wave three is in the physical world. So wave three is going to create skilled jobs, right? Yeah. And so installers and maintainers and all of that. And so what I'm trying to say is that
can't be outsourced.
All across the country, we got like 18 openings in North Carolina, 1,800 openings down in so all across the country, right? We got to scale up. We're gonna really need to get to a point where we get about 300,000 people up and ready to go, and Black folk can play a major part in that. And so we're plugged in, set to go. We're getting rolled out a major media campaign, a marketing campaign, talking about that, so you guys will know what to do. So kind of making news on your show.
I was going to say that.
Well, that's good. Hey, breaking news. You heard it first.
That's right.
Breaking news on your show.
And please, by all means, once you really roll that out, you can come back and.
Oh yeah,
definitely, because. Me being in IT, I have a lot of colleagues and other, one of the programs that we were trying to roll out also is we're trying to reach people where they are, right?
Right.
So we were thinking about starting a program for people who are incarcerated. And about to get out of jail.
Oh yeah, help them transition.
Help them transition and show them the basics of IT administration.
There you go.
Of everything. That way they can get out of the street. Right. They don't have to go out and hustle. They can go and get them a nice, good paying job. Not not to knock those minimum wage jobs or anything like that.
They certified, man.
Right. Exactly. And then they can come out and make a good living.
Right.
And just, that's all a person needs is a chance. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you right
so that's what this show is all about, is trying to reach people where they are.
Exactly.
Like, we're not saying that everybody, like a lot of people don't have the means right away.
Right.
And they need a little help, even if it's only telling them where they can go to get the information. You know what I mean? We can reach, we have a certain reach, because like a lot of people you know, we're known in our neighborhood, and now we created our own little digital neighborhood.
Right.
So we have listeners who, you know, who feel comfortable with us because we are them. We are them, or we were them.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we're talking down to them, or anything like that. We're talking with them.
Exactly.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now the training that will be required, and like you said, it sounds like we're talking more like a trade, the resurgence of trades more so than you know.
But it's digital economy. That's correct. That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
So, do you see that do you think and see that some of these HBCUs are going to try to get involved with that, offering training for people to go to school? Not only maybe it's not for a 4-year degree, but do you think there'll also be places where people can go to get the training for these skills for this hardware? Do you see that as a place where they're headed, or
some of them already do that?
Absolutely. It gets back to the whole key thing, Booker T. Washington and W.D. Du Bois, right? The whole debate about what you should do. So so we need to be able to chew gum and walk at the same time. So do both, right? And so we need to make sure we get skilled folk, into the labor force. And right now, again, COVID-19 pushed us 10 years ahead. When I say we, I'm talking about America, in terms of our plan. So we're already in 2034. You see what I'm saying? Right. So 5G is already rolled out, but COVID-19, because the whole shutdown, everything's shifted virtual, right?
Right. Now it's needed.
Now even more so. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to have. We're like in a wartime economy. See, back in World War II, black folk, we were struggling with that thing. But what happened when the war really got up to speed, we had to build more tanks and airplanes and ships. And guess who was in those factories building tanks, airplanes, and ships?
They didn't have no choice. They had just like usual. They always have to lean on us.
So here we are. That's what time it is right now.
That's right.
Okay, they got to have our young men and women need to have their certifications to be able to be fully a part of this new 5G economy, and it's going to get to pass. So right now, my responsibility is to get things in place. We get curriculum, things in place, all that, licensures, certifications. We're going to roll it out, let you know, and what's going on. And you guys going to be a major part of that, getting the word out, because we got to get into every neighborhood across this country.
That's
digitally.
right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm all with that.
Yeah. Well, maybe depending on when it happens, if we're here, that'll be great. Or if we're on Series Radio Station 142, that'd be great.
I'm gonna have your own, man. Look, I gotta have Real Brothers on, man.
Oh, hey, we all with it.
That help me let everybody know I be keeping it real.
That's right.
I got some Real Brothers.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
I love it.
So, I got another question for you. I want to change things up a little bit, and get your opinion on one of the other topics that we wrote out that we wanted to discuss. All right, and since you're our guest today, we're gonna start with you.
Right.
And I forget what we were talking about to cause this. I think we were talking about the gas prices.
Right. There you go.
When do you think it's worth going to war? What is it worth this country going to war? The reason why I asked that is because they said that they found that the hackers that hacked into the gas line that caused the shortage were from Russia. So you heard a lot of people saying, go to war, you need to bomb them, you need to bomb them. So that became a big conversation. So we're gonna start with you and roll around, and we'll hit TL next. When is it worth this country going to war? Under what circumstances?
Right. Now, war, as you can tell, the war as we know it, right, and to have been, I'm talking about, World War I, World War II, the Gulf War, and all that. We're not going to be seeing it. That's not. We got things jumping off now. I know that's on the topic. We're going to get over there and start talking about what's happening in Israel, and we got that. But okay, the whole thing with the pipeline, what went down with that, the dark side,
dark side.
out of Eastern Europe, criminal things. Some of it was out of Russia. It wasn't the Russian government,
Right.
Per se, but even with that quick thing, our guys got in there and shut them down. They don't have access to their servers and took the money back.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Breaking more news. That's why.
Yeah, man.
You all in the mix.
Yeah, he breaking all kind of news on here.
Man, look, next time I need to know something, I'm gonna just call you. Like, what happened?
What's up with that? Yeah, so see what I'm saying? That came back my thing. Now, back in I told you I went in the Navy. I'm a former naval intelligence officer, right? So back in the day, I was the Russians back in the day, electronic warfare. Now we call it cybersecurity. Right. And all of that. And my wife is a cybersecurity expert that she does. But dark side, we go in there, we shut them down, and got the money back. But
war is going to be different than
I was gonna say that.
are used to. Now it's going to be more like cyber war, right? Because everything is done remotely,
right?
Like even the planes that they fly now,
right?
Is remote control.
We're already at war right now,
right?
We're at war.
It's keyboard wars, right?
You're at war. That's everything. That's this. The whole thing right now, governments that are trying to do manipulate and control and all of that. Bottom line is that they're not trying to really occupy.
Right.
You follow me?
Right.
Because that's too much. If I come in, bomb you, tear everything up, then I won. Now I gotta rebuild what I destroyed. That's crazy.
Exactly.
But this is the question then.
Right.
Can that make it worse? Because before you knew you were in war because there were tanks riding around, there were bombs being dropped.
Right.
But now it's almost as if you can be in a forever perpetual state of war where you're attacking each other cyberly nonstop.
Right.
So
that's been going on for now. We're in that.
Yeah. The people who fight these wars, like the hackers and the intelligence guys,
right.
They know what's going on. Like they can see when somebody is trying to hack the system and try to do a DDoS attack or one of those things.
We've been at this now for 60 years.
Yeah, they have certain signatures that they look for.
Right.
They can.
But that within itself could make it worse because now, at least before you were fighting against a nation state.
Right, there
now
you go.
You're fighting. Would you say that?
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you were fighting against a nation state, whereas now you fighting against, to use Donald Trump's analogy, now you're fighting against somebody in their basement that that's attacking the Pentagon.
Right.
I mean, that in itself can that can get out of hand. That can get out of control.
Yeah.
Right. It is. And that's why we have to have people who are committed and answer the call to get involved in IT, cybersecurity, and all of that. And then again, it's important for us as HBCUs do. And we have matter of fact, when Joe Biden was vice president, the Obama administration, they rolled out a huge grant and investment for a consortium of HBCUs. Norfolk State became the way to house it, pretty close to almost $1 billion. To just beef things up and get things going. So HBCUs play a prominent role. I think they put up about $3 billion when they rolled that out for us, for 13 schools to do what? To make sure the kids that are there are getting the education that they need so we can contribute. See, watch this. See, that's a national security concern, right? See, because now you can recruit folk and bring them in from other countries with degrees and IT and all that. But here's the thing: they can't work for the government because they can't get that secret clearance.
That's right.
And that's why we are essential. Watch this, and folk that know. So a lot of the noise you hear, that's just noise.
Right.
But when it really comes down to the real deal, I want you to know, okay, we got this.
The people that know, they know.
Okay, but listen to me. We got this.
Now that brings me back to one of our other topics, though.
Right.
With the gas shortage or the gas prices.
Right.
Now, this is just my personal opinion.
Sure.
I believe that it could be something a little fishy smelling with the gas companies because no, I'm just saying because all right, so you have you have people not traveling as much due to COVID. Then you have people working from home during because of COVID.
Right.
People not vacationing as much because of COVID. So they're not generating as much profit from gas and petrol and everything as they used to. So I'm thinking that this is just an excuse for them to raise prices.
Whoa. I'm gonna let you run with that, Anthony.
What do you think about that, Anthony?
I'm just telling you,
far off? Or
Terry,
well, there have been times. Watch this now, and I come out of the industry. There are times when they would manipulate and do things and all that. But this right here, this was a little bit different. This was actually a hack. They hacked the gas line. That is a fuel that's already been refined and ready to go, right? On the 5,500 gas line all the way from Houston all the way up to New York. And so watch this now. They wanted to get paid, but also there were political implications. I believe that they were hoping that if they knew we were about to go post-COVID, Memorial Day, first day of the whole summer vacation thing coming up and all that is huge. If we can disrupt supply, right, that is going to drive, that's going to impact Biden's popularity. See, now folks always look to see.
So you have a political slant on it too.
That's what it was, right? They were hoping they can do that, but they had miscalculation. See, watch this. Now that's what I'm telling you again. They did it. Boom, boom. We're back up again. Take a little while to get going again, but they're shut down, and we got the money back.
That's
wow.
Right. Now,
I didn't know we got the money back.
I'm just telling you right now. See, they're very humble about that. That's that's out there. They're very humble.
You see the big difference between this administration and the last one?
Oh, absolutely.
It's night and day.
Absolutely. It's called competency, right?
Right.
How you can have a reality TV star?
Right.
The most come on now. But that's what happened. That goes all the way back to where everybody started watching Jerry Springer and Judge Judy.
That's right.
And all that foolishness.
Yep.
That was the longest 4 years I can remember.
Remember, so I'm old school, but maybe digress some things, but that was foolishness. And a culture that led the folk went to sleep.
Yeah. And how did these people get so brainwashed? I just don't understand it.
Therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem because not the foolishness just was brought to the forefront, but the people, though their point of view, it was always there.
Right.
And the fact that he was enabled. And we thought that once he was out of office, things would kind of go back to normal. But as we see, such is not the case.
Because the thing is, they're out now. So he exposed a lot of people, actually. He exposed a lot of people who were, you may have thought, oh, well, he got his opinions, but he's not such a bad guy. And then Trump comes, and then you find out, no, he is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, again, remember, okay, watch this again. Barack Obama was a two-term president.
That's right.
He won twice, right? Then after he came out, we got complacent. We got to responsibility. We did not go back out and vote in the numbers that we should have.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
We don't like to hear it, but that's the case.
What was 70,000 votes or so across several states?
That's right.
Exactly.
There should not be a black person that's voting age in the United States that don't cast a vote.
And I think from this day on, it's a new day. And so I think we're good. We're going to be good. Believe me.
I hope so, because I hear it. I hear it constantly. It doesn't, it's the votes don't count or just.
What difference does it make? And I hear, we hear that stuff, man. Like,
that's why we are here.
Ridiculous.
That's why you do what you do.
True.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Keep bringing it. It's me again. Hey, okay. Okay, y'all stay woke. We got to
right.
And as long as we're doing it, and thank God, because of technology, once we do this, back in the day when the World Wide Web came out, I remember just talking to the Lord about this whole thing. He said, hey, I'm going to give you something right now, what you do. And so I've been involved in trying to bridge the digital divide, going back to the 90s and all of that, right? So when you embrace technology in a way that glorifies God and is about righteousness, you can make a difference. And we can do that right now. Thank God for technology, right? Right. And so that's what we do. The power, again, what do you call your hood? What do you call your hood?
The digital neighborhood.
There you go.
Because nobody, it is true.
That's what I'm saying.
Because nobody hangs in the street like they used to. Nobody hangs on the corner anymore.
Right here.
It's right here. This is our neighborhood. This is This is the neighborhood that we have right now.
We're in the third wave, man. Right? And we're 10 years ahead of what the plan called for. right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
they're going to need, you know what I'm trying to say,
Mm.
Israel, my boy Tyrone, you know what I'm trying to say,
Yeah, yeah.
everybody, BJ,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? You know,
That's right.
Yeah, that's
got a
right.
shot at this thing.
And
I'm talking about starting out after a 6-week course with a certification, bam, you got
right.
$25 an hour.
Right,
And
Follow
you know
what I'm
what else,
saying?
Anthony, with our neighborhood? And I know this is getting a little bit off track,
No, that's
but
okay.
you know, like Reverend Al and
Yeah.
all of our other leaders. Well, not
Right.
all of our other leaders, but
Right.
most of our leaders are getting a little long in the tooth now. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
getting a little older. Not to say that they can't
Yeah.
do the same
Well,
thing,
that happens, right?
but they
Yeah,
still is and there should be somebody to take the mantle.
Sure.
I'm saying, like, or there
Absolutely.
should be somebody. I think, and this is just my opinion too,
Right.
that we need a new approach
Mm-hmm.
because I'm marching is okay, protesting is okay. You know, the
Right.
looting, I'm not,
Right.
you know,
Well, that has nothing
too
to do
good
with it.
with.
Right.
But we need to be able to have a different approach because we've been following the same playbook for the last, 50, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to realize where our strength lies. And our strength don't lie in marching. Our strength, I mean, it does, but it brings attention, but it does our strength. What I'm saying, our strength is in our financial power.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We spend more money as a culture than any other culture on the planet. This is the United States of America, and the black people in America spend more money than anywhere else on the planet. You know what I mean? So
if we were a nation,
we have to be able,
Right.
We have to be able to pull our resources together,
and we are. Right.
and pull our strength together and utilize it. Like we have to. That's the way we get our seat at the table, in my opinion.
But I think that what we're doing now, and what Anthony is doing, this is how it starts. Like you said, this is the new digital neighborhood. So you're gonna have groups of people, and I think now, like Black Lives Matter movement, I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't think the days of having, say, one person, one named person as a leader of the movement is not gonna happen. I think now people come together and move as units.
Right.
It's better because we saw what happened before. As they say, you chop off the head, and the body falls. You know, I think that this model is better. Like-minded people. Like-minded people coming together under a particular issue or a particular cause and moving together. That's why I think that, like you said, Anthony, this is the new, this neighborhood here, the digital neighborhood.
This is
the next meeting place.
This is it. This is it. And that's why when you first asked me, you say, how do I approach my whole thing with advocacy? Who do I talk to? I said, policy makers, right? You got to be at the table talking to those who make policy. What is policy? The laws, and then put the money up. But most important thing along with that is to do what? Empower others to be able to advocate. That's what we are. And now because we have this digital thing in place, we can do that.
We can reach more people.
We can reach folk right there through the mobile app. Through the mobile app. And right there too, we got stuff coming out on that right there. We're gonna run out the marketing campaign with that. That's gonna help folk get that. So listen, tighten your seatbelt there and get moving real fast. And you guys, you play a major part in that. That's why you reached out. Well, Lord, that you reached out. I don't believe in any consequences. You follow me to God. That's strategic, right?
Right.
And that's what we are in times up. And with all this, and so it turns up the whole thing. That's why they're so upset with the 1619 thing, right?
Right.
PRT to know what's going on. I'm telling you, right? Listen. Folk back in they wish they could have lived to see this day.
Right.
Okay.
Things are changing.
And understand that opportunity. Listen, abounds.
Right.
It does. And so the whole that and I'm coming. I mean, this is not just happy talk. Okay. Opportunities abounds, and we have the platform. We have the content and the means to be able to ensure that everybody gets a shot.
That's right.
And right now, it may sound kind of, but listen, America needs us more than ever. And
Right.
this is our country, we built it.
We built it, right? And we ain't done building it yet either.
We built this.
Right.
But
And don't challenge me, as my boy Captain America said the other day, that when I come down to defend what I built.
no,
Right.
that's right. That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
You know, do you hear when people say, just when you're out and about, Anthony, do you hear people saying things like, there, you know, things are the same as they were in the 60s. There is no change. Do you hear that? Because I have to be honest, we hear that all the time.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
We
to
do.
me,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I think that the time that we live in now, these are the most exciting times. And as you said, even if you have access to a computer, which we still have to work on getting more people access to it, but you have access to a computer, though you could bring the world to you.
Right.
So I find it hard to respond to people when they're constantly saying things aren't changing. Things aren't changing. You know, how do you respond to that when you hear that?
I said, do you believe in ghosts? They said, what do you mean? I said, well, that's all it is. It's just the ghost of Jim Crow. Good God Almighty.
Right, yeah, right. There you
Jim
go.
Crow is
Right.
dead, has been
That's
buried.
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Get this
Yeah.
behind me. Okay?
But they trying. You gotta admit, Anthony, they trying.
That ghost ain't got no power.
That's right.
He's
right.
trying to bring fear. Roar.
Yeah.
You're just a
Right,
ghost.
right,
man.
right,
Get back in your
right.
grave.
I
Right.
think that people
And we're gonna be the Ghostbusters. There you go.
There you
Right, there you
go. I
There you
like
go.
that. There you go. Who you gonna call? You know what I'm saying?
Real brothers.
Real brothers.
Real brothers. That's
Come on
right.
up in here and stop out this ignorance.
That's right.
And
That's
eradicate
right.
poverty
That
and
is
empower
right.
folk to pursue their dreams and aspirations.
Yes,
think
sir.
That's what we all do collectively.
I think that you
Y'all
know,
making me
people-
preach and stuff, man.
Yeah.
these are the last vestiges of it. I
Right.
think that's what the fight is. You know, I think
There you
people,
go. Exactly.
people are afraid that
That's right.
you know
That's
that
right.
they're losing
That's
power,
right.
and
That's
that
right.
another group rising,
That's right.
that they can't
That's right.
rise, and that's not the
That's
case.
right.
There's enough here for everybody. You know,
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
I always say, you know, you're limited by your imagination. Now, don't get me
Right.
wrong.
Right.
You know, folk, we're very imaginative.
Right.
And I think that once we get our hands on stuff, we're off to the moon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why we got to get our young people more
Right,
involved.
exactly.
We have to get
Right.
these young people.
Right.
We have to bring them to our neighborhood.
Right.
Make
Yeah.
them comfortable.
That's right.
Bring them to our neighborhood.
That's right.
And we have to slowly mentor, teach,
That's right. That's
reach
right.
out. The
Some
whole,
of it-
you know,
some
the
of it
whole
can be some-
deal. You know,
That's right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, some of it can be some heavy lifting, can be little things. Issue. Watch this. Now, my focus is the whole key thing. I talked about K through 16, right? The pipeline.
16,
but,
right.
But guess what? But you know what? You know the most important years of the whole K through 16. The most important years.
Early years.
It's 0 to 3.
It's the early years. That's right.
Yeah.
0 to
Early years.
3.
That's right.
That's
That's right. That's
If
when you
your
lay
if your 3-year-old, watch this, ain't reading when they go to pre-K, that means I got to fix him
already
at
behind.
5.
That's
I got to fix him at 5.
Right.
See, at 5.
Right. That's
Okay,
right.
so that's our importance. So we got to expand our capacity and to be able to reach our parents to help them with their skills.
Parents.
So that they know what
Parents.
to do.
That's the key word.
See, that's the key thing, right? So, I mean, listen, this is a holistic approach, right? I can't wait till they get to pre-K. Dad, if they get to pre-K and can't read, I said, that's too much pressure. No, that's not too much pressure. Your child can read, okay?
Right. That's right.
Your child can read, believe
That's
me.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
McDonald's,
If somebody else child can
Oh,
do
okay.
it, your child can do
Your
it
child-
too.
Spend the time with them. Spend
Kids
the time
can
with
read,
them.
believe they can read. I guess, but anyway, but we're gonna be working on that. But the key thing about that's the whole focus. We got to get them ready to go. And so when they were 3, 4 years old, they're reading, and then when they get to 4, 5, and 6 years old, you follow me?
They're ready.
Man, listen,
Right.
they're ready to
They're
go.
ready to go.
You see that?
Ready to-
The most important gift you can give your child is the gift of learning.
Nice.
So teach them how
Nice.
to learn.
That's
Just
right.
don't do lessons with
Right.
them to get a lesson
That's
done,
right.
Nice.
but teach
Nice.
them how to learn, and
Right.
they become lifetime learners.
And
Now,
see,
you
that
know-
leads us into our other topic, right,
This
Stacey?
what is it? Spare
Right.
the rod? What, is that what you doing?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, don't spare that rod.
Don't you say don't
Spare the rod, spoil the child. You know what I mean?
Well, but you know what?
Like,
Okay.
I'm old school.
Yeah,
I-
I got you.
I used to
got you.
get beat.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not child
Not
abuse.
beat up.
Yeah.
There's a
But-
difference between being beat and beat up.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. I wasn't beat up.
Right.
I sure was beat. You know what I mean?
Right,
And then I'm a better man for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever for you.
see, but and again, I think that we have to get back to the basics.
Right.
No one is condoning beating your kids up to the point where your kid is fearful of you.
Right. Sure.
No,
right.
but I think
don't provoke the child to wrath.
Exactly.
Right.
That's right. Because then it becomes respect.
That's what the word says.
I know that there are consequences when the parent says stop.
Right.
And I keep going.
Right.
There are consequences for it.
Right. Exactly.
There are consequences for it.
Right.
So
zero. All that can be handled 0 to 3. You
0
follow
to
me?
3. Right.
Yeah. And that time, for real, really, you got to get things in there. But what the boundaries are, this and that, consequences, the whole 9 yards. But go ahead. I didn't mean to jump in there quick. But the whole thing about that is, listen, I watched it come along and all that. I watched us go from making sure that our kids, were respectable and everything else. And I'm not, whipping a child or beating a child or spanking a child every time something happens. That's crazy.
Right. I'm not talking about that.
We ain't talking about that.
No,
But the whole key thing. But I watched us watch this. We adapted it from the larger culture, this timeout culture. Okay, go in the corner and stay in timeout. Or go to the room and stay in timeout. Now you keep putting that kid in timeout. What do you think that child is doing sitting in timeout?
Scheming.
You should follow me. Now, watch this. Now he's opened up now to a different spirit.
Absolutely.
Because his mind is a certain way. So what's gonna come out? You don't know what you're creating in that timeout situation. That's a different subject matter, but you don't want to do that because you never want your child to be fearful or vengeful or begin to plot how they're going to get you back for what you did and all this kind of stuff like that.
I think the timeout is like obfuscating your responsibilities because you're sending the
easy way out.
Right.
Yeah, you're sending the kid.
They've been banished.
Right.
Like, oh my God, I'm banished to what? I must
you make them sit here. You make them sit with you. You talk to them.
Talk it out.
And you tell them why you're upset. You tell them why they did
and why I'm
what
gonna
they
put and why you gotta go get the belt. Right. And I'm gonna put the belt on you. You got the lesson.
Right.
And I was thinking the same thing, Terry. I think that timeout. It's the easy way out. I can send you to the room. I don't have to see you, nor do I have to talk to you.
Right.
Versus me, like you said, explaining to you what you did wrong.
What you did wrong.
And ask, because if you think about it now, before you got the belt, you would ask questions. Do you know why you're about to get this beat?
That's
right.
So,
do you understand why?
You understand why, right?
And it should leave up to a Sunday. That shouldn't be. That actually should. There should have been a warning here, this and that.
Right.
So they understand that. Just don't just go off and just go crazy.
Right.
Yeah. No. I don't. Yeah, but I mean, like.
But back in the day, man, some stuff is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean? What you mean?
Yeah, like whoa. But then for me, I was good. I mean, really, Mike said, I didn't have a situation, but I've heard about this and all that. But I didn't. I wasn't one who was getting spankings and stuff.
I got it. I can't lie now. I got it.
I can't agree with you on that one.
No, I didn't. So I guess that I really didn't. But I had it was 7 of us and all of that. So I've had to go run outside to get her brother to bring him back to get his whooping,
so he can get it.
Yes, I had to go run and get a so she can go.
So you the police officer?
Ooh, you gonna get it?
And I'm like, come on, man, what's up, man?
Anthony, go get your brother.
Everybody looking at my outside. Come on, man. Come on. How that look, man? You under arrest? You know what I'm saying? Man. To this day, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you good, but you the one that was running. Why you run? Come on, now you made me look out with the bad guy.
Hey, but a friend of ours posted something today. Troy posted something. He said, like, so he was talking to the parents. He's like, so your kid is wearing a pair of $200 shoes and got like $100 something jeans or something more.
Right.
And got all this fly stuff, all this money, this and that, but he can't read.
Oh Lord, see,
you know what I mean? Like,
oh Lord,
you know what I mean? Like, that's some different kind of parenting right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're right. That's a good point because it comes down to literacy. It does. I know we're talking about 2 things, but it all ties in together. That's what I said. Important. My focus I'm still in the wife. We're talking and everything else, but it's 0 to 3. Man, if we get that and we can empower folk with those skills. And I'm excited because we have a digital neighborhood and folk are connected, man, and we have the opportunity to empower people right there in the palm of their hands. So here's what we did. Look for this. Breaking news. I'm rolling out this week. We're gonna roll out this the what I call the Get Smart mobile app. Right, watch this, and all you're getting, Get Smart. In other words, when you go there, you're going to be able to tie into this 5G thing, parenting skills, scholarship things, this and that, and all that's going to be. We're trying to create a space where you can stay woke, you can get smart and stay woke.
Oh, wow.
You follow me?
That's
and
what's up.
that's good. That's coming out. That's going to be. It's going to the Get Smart mobile app, right? And that's a whole key thing. So, man.
So, hey, we want you back for that too. Hey,
that's what it's all about. I'm taking time. Watch this. When you share and comment on Real Brothers, let you know, hey, keeping it real. I ain't gonna break everything on CNN. You follow me?
That's right. That's right.
We said it. He said,
I'm just being real, man. I'm just being real.
You being brought up in the same sentence as them, so we appreciate. We like to think we're comparable.
That's right. That's right.
Well, listen, 86% of the folk get their stuff now digital. Okay, I heard somebody say the other day. That's right. Say, Granddaddy, you still watching TV on TV?
Yeah.
You feel me? You guys still watch TV on TV.
That's right.
In other words, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be able to reach them where they are. Just said early on, Al, and that's true. Man, listen, man. You had something else. I got the down there calling for me. I got, we got the programming up, got things doing. We got to make a move here with you, but I want to make sure we get all our topics covered.
I think we did. I think we hit them
all.
all.
We did.
That's the thing, though. You wanted to talk about. I think you brought up the situation that's happening in Israel.
Hey, we can go long. We can go. Hey,
it's okay. It's okay. We can catch that, but on that right there, we keep lifted up in prayer. All of this started last Monday.
That's right.
It started last Monday with heavy-handed police tactics.
That's right.
At the Temple Mount,
sound familiar?
The third most holy place in Islam.
That's right.
And it was heavy-handed police action, and they wouldn't let their brothers fellowship after evening prayers, even though it was in the month of Ramadan.
Right.
Follow me, and that led to the situation where folk were offended. And of course, the thing with Hamas started launching rockets.
That's right.
So all that was a provoked situation. We're not justifying anything or condoning anything, but innocent people have died, didn't have to die. You follow me? Just respect them as human beings. The Palestinians are our brothers.
That's
you follow me? I'm a believer. I have a Judeo-Christian worldview. You see what I'm saying? But on the real though,
people are
listen.
People. They're humans.
Listen.
They're humans.
To my Arab brothers. Do right by your brothers, man.
That's right.
Yes, right.
Do right by them. Okay? Stop letting them. Come on now. Handle this. Get this done, man.
Because they're killing kids and everything else.
Handle this. Give them what they need.
There's no reason why
they can maintain their dignity.
There's no reason why two people can't coexist next to each other. There's no reason why that can't happen.
But I'm saying to the Arab brothers, these are Muslim brothers.
That's right.
Okay, you got billions of dollars, man. Handle your business, man.
That's right.
Handle your business. Okay, so what the rest of the world, what we see, you're treating these Palestinians, man, with a racist attitude. Okay,
that's right.
I'm just being real, man. It ain't right.
And it's bubbling over.
Islam is supposed to be about peace.
It's not right. Take care of your
you can't hold the people
brothers there on the West Bank.
That's right.
Do right by them. They've been there all this long
Absolutely.
time. Right. You can do a better job of making sure that they're fine. I know you got the militants having the whole thing, Hamas and all that. Hamas, you need to be ashamed of yourself and go ahead and practice true Islam.
That's right.
Put that thing down.
Your
brothers. Get this thing done.
Put that thing down.
People
That's right.
Dying. And come on, Netanyahu, seriously? Okay, I see what you're doing. You're just wagging it up. You're trying to buy more time, okay?
I think what happened with him also is that the way that he was treated during the previous administration, Now they're trying
That
to say that we
emboldened
still
him
exist.
too.
Right. I think he
but
enabled
even
them.
our response, he responded. Biden called the other day, but listen, the President Biden on this whole thing,
That's right.
Looks like he took what you said in your conversation as a green light to continue to persist.
That's
all
right.
Handle this, do right. You follow me? I'm a Christian.
You can't hold the people down.
Christian perspective.
Right.
It's all about Jerusalem. I understand that.
Right.
But do right by these people.
Right. That's right.
Do
All right.
by them.
So Anthony, we're hitting up on an hour.
Yeah.
First of all, we want to say thank you for joining us, but we want to ask you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on.
In closing, is there anything else that you want to put out there for the folk in closing? Your last thoughts. What do you think?
Hey, everybody, be encouraged. Post COVID-19. Okay. Opportunity abounds. Okay, we're in the third wave. The 5G revolution is going to drive job growth over the next 15 years. Opportunity is out there. We're going to make sure that we are going to do all that we can to make sure that we get everyone a shot at getting licensings and certifications to be a big part of this digital move. Keep your eyes and ears open. Keep it tuned right here to Real Brothers Live. They'll be back with you know some thanks and all of that. We'll make sure we keep them in the loop. And peace and love to everybody. We're praying for you. Some of you lost loved ones during COVID-19. Some of you are still trying to look for opportunity. I'm telling you, opportunity abounds. Keep hope alive. The best is yet to come.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
Once again, we appreciate everything that you do as with the HBCU Nation. We appreciate it. We thank you for coming. We're brothers talking to a real brother. So again, like Terry said, we look forward to having you.
As soon as you bless us with that information, as soon as you have something for us, we gonna put it out there and spread it as far as we can.
I know how to get you.
Okay. You know how to get us. That's right. Thanks again there, brother. We appreciate it.
All right. Bless you, man.
All right,
thank you.
Hey, we're going to run this back on HBCU Smart TV. Let you know that, okay?
All right. Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Go ahead, put it on out there. All right.
Okay, I'll have it on the website tonight.
Okay.
I'll have it on YouTube and on Real Brothers Live.
Hey, man. Peace and love. Love you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Take
Take
care.
it easy. Thank you.
All right.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Hey, that was great, man. Appreciate you. I was still recording this. They got live going on. That's okay. That's good, too. But I got to get